Well, it says I'm live, so I hope so. I am so excited that fall 2022 is pretty much here. Um, I know for some people, you may be like, oh man, summer's over. Not me. I'm excited because I was really disappointed that I couldn't do more during the summer. And I wanted to continue with what I had started throughout the summer, but I needed time. I needed time. My family needed me, but I needed time too. That was a much needed rest. A lot of people use this phrase, don't try to pour from an empty cup. That's a true phrase. I mean, I feel this way. I visualize it this way. It's like God is this eternal fountain. He never stops overflowing into me. I consider myself a pitcher, not a cup. And he overflows my pitcher. But sometimes my pitcher gets out of the flow because I'm busy pouring out, right? And so if I'm busy pouring out, but I don't come back and get refilled, doesn't do anybody any good. You know, no matter what my good intentions are, I'm no good to anybody if I'm empty. So I'm grateful for the time I had off. I was so disappointed that I had to take the time off. But looking back on it, 2020 vision, I'm really glad that I did need that time and that I did take that time. So I'm looking forward to the fall. If you've been following the blog, you would know that I posted about what to expect for the co working. So, if any of you are interested in becoming part of our community, part of the community includes co working, and it's not just me, it's many Black women leaders. We're all coming together to support each other. It's a thriving, growing community. And I have to give a shout out to my partners in this. Wanda Duncan of Black Women Travel is my main partner. She and I are collaborating to bring that as part of the Black Women Travel community. So if you've joined her on Patreon, you will have access to those links, those Zoom links. Um, we do um, we do the co-working not just on Zoom like video, but you can also call in. So if you are part of Wanda Duncan's community or my community or Stephanie Perry's Vicarious community, you will have access to the Zoom links. And this is a private, secure, moderated community. So people can't just show up and disrupt. That way we can keep it a safe space for all of us, for me and for you. So I wanted to make sure that I got a chance to come on live and do a video about what's going on because I've been out of the loop for a couple of months. So, in addition to the blog article that I wrote on this, my main blog is at leadlikeaqueen.biz. In addition to that, I've also listed more information about that on our Patreon page, which is patreon.com/, plant your seeds of transformation. And I'm going to make sure that the links are in the video description when I get finished because I can't do it right now or else I'm going to mess something up. But yeah. So, Plant Your Seeds of Transformation. Now, this is our YouTube channel, but it is also a podcast. It's available on pretty much any podcast platform, the major ones and some of the lesser known podcast platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor.fm. And if you go to the show notes page at plantyourseeds.show, it will show you several of those links so that you can pick the one that you prefer. And of course, if you're watching me on YouTube right now, you'll see that this is part of the YouTube channel here for Plant Your Seeds of Transformation. All right, so what else is it that I wanted to share with you? Yes. So one of the things that happened not last year, prior to in the end of spring, early summer, I began doing more formal mentoring. This mentoring was intended to provide the community members with an opportunity to have a one-on-one session in a breakout room and get feedback from a mentor, not just me. Other people had stepped up to volunteer as mentors. After doing that for a little while, I decided that definitely we needed to revamp that. And I have to make sure that I'm working from integrity, that I'm not doing anything that I don't want to do or anything that's not going to really bring true value to other people. So we're no longer going to be doing those breakout rooms for mentorship because the co working is mentorship. It's enough. There's nothing else that needs to be added on there. If you are part of the Patreon community for Wanda Duncan, for Stephanie Perry, or mine, I'm Coach Donna Marie. If you're part of any of our communities, being a part of those communities is mentorship. Coming to the live events, including the co-working events, that's mentorship. We don't need to add to that. So I wanted to make sure I'm making that clear that it's not that mentorship is no longer going on. Let me see if I can. Yay, we got light. It's not that mentorship is not going on. It's that we are recognizing the mentorship that's already there and taking advantage of that instead of trying to start something that's more complicated or complex than it needs to be, right? Now, in addition to mentorship, you can also get coaching. If you're part of Wanda's community, she provides coaching. If you're part of Stephanie's community, she provides coaching. If you're part of my community, I also provide coaching. And so, if you want to become part of, and for the details about each one of those, there are links on that blog at leadlikeaqueen.biz and the announcement that I made about the co-working. There are links back to Stephanie and Wanda's communities there. And in terms of my community, which is part of the Plant Your Seeds of Transformation podcast community, in terms of the coaching that's available now, this coaching is available to the higher tier levels of our Patreon members. If you are part of our Patreon community already, and let's say that you're just at the basic $3 tier level, no problem. You will always have access to the co-working for the foreseeable future. This is just a benefit that's available to all the different supportive tier levels for the Plant Your Seeds of Transformation Patreon. If you want to invest in yourself for actual coaching, coaching is not just a community of people to support you. Coaching goes beyond that. Coaching is much more intentional, much more systematic, and it's something that requires an investment on your part because I am a professional coach. And so um, you don't want to misconstrue the difference between mentorship and coaching. Mentorship, that's just part of being part of the community. Coaching, that's much more specific, much more intentional. It's a way to get support, my support as a coach or another coach that you might want to choose. It's a way to get a coach's support with becoming more self-aware about the things that you want help with. And we're not talking about things from the past, but things that you want to do for moving forward. Coaching helps you to get unstuck and move forward. So that's what coaching is about for the people who are part of the co-working community that do want to invest in my coaching program. I have a guided journal that we'll be using with our co-working for 12 weeks. It will help you to not just become self-aware. We're going beyond that. We're becoming self-aware of what we really want. We're putting it down in writing, and we are tracking our progress and tweaking our progress. See, you can't celebrate your wins. 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 You can't celebrate your w if you don't know where you came from to get to where you are now. Okay. You can't celebrate your wins. You also can't make course corrections and make adjustments if you don't know what you started on and what progress you made on that. And so I really want to support you with being much more intentional in your journey. And so, as part of the coaching portion that I'm offering to my patrons, I am putting together this journal. Now, the journal is not currently put together. I'm in the process of putting it together. So, give me a minute. I'm going to get that finished up and get that published for patrons only to the Patreon. So, you can download that and you can use that when you come to co working. The co-working sessions are every week on Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're in a different time zone, I provide you with a link so you can convert the time zone. And my goal is that when you come to those co-working sessions, if you're a part of the coaching community that I created, my goal is that you will have a vision for what you want to get out of the co-working every week for 12 weeks, not just for the 1 week, every week for 12 weeks. That's my goal. So if you're part of the higher tier levels of support for my patron community for Plant Your Seeds of Transformation, that's what you'll be getting. So I hope that that is something that you would find value in, being able to invest in yourself in that way so that you can really get down to the nitty gritty with this co working and not just show up and be there and be mentored, but actually work through some real stuff that's really important to you. I would absolutely love to support you in that process. That's what I do as a coach. It's not about me, it's about you. And so, hey, if you want to learn more about the patron community, go to Patreon, patreon.com/plant your seeds of transformation. Also, quickest way to go, quickest way to find the community joining links is to either go to my leadlikeaqueen.biz blog or go to the plantyourseeds.show website. You'll see the support button and you can join the community through there too. So I hope that's helpful. I'm Coach Donna Marie. You can find me at coachdonnamarie.com and learn all about me. I used to use authordonnamarie.com. I've changed that to coachdonnamarie.com because I want people to know that they can connect with me as a coach and enlist my services, invest in my services to better themselves, better their lives. And hopefully, this will be something that you find value with. So I am done talking. I didn't realize I had gone that long. It didn't seem that long. If you want additional details, again, go to plantyourseeds.show or coachdonnamarie.com. Thank you for taking the time to watch or listen. If you've left comments, I can't see them. So I have no idea. I don't think so. I don't think there are any comments. But if I missed your comments, you can reach me on coachdonnamarie.com. There's a form where you can send me an email. I actually see the emails, so you can send the form there. It does all of the, what do you call it? It has the feature to make sure nobody's spamming me. But yeah, coachdonnamarie.com. Take care now.